365 Days of Horsemanship, day 105. So today I wanted to talk a little bit about horses and how powerful they can be for your mental health. I had a very long day. Those of you who know me in real life, know what I do for a job, you know that it's strange and unpredictable at the best of times. And today was just like super challenging. And I just wanted to go to sleep. I just wanted to go home and go to sleep and try to forget about my day and enjoy my weekend off that I have the next 2 days and just try to decompress a little bit. And I knew I needed to come up and see the horses. It took me a while just to like build up the energy to kind of be able to go. I think I learned a good lesson today. I think today I fell back into the feeling that I had before I started this project, where it was just difficult and I was just exhausted and I couldn't really see what the horses really had to offer me. And eventually, luckily someone else turned up, and that kind of motivated me to like get out the car and get going rather than kind of hiding from the day in my phone. And I went to Lawrence first. And it's just nice. It's just really nice to be with a horse. There's something just really nice about, I think it's like their size, you know, like a dog is great, but like they're kind of small, you know, like a horse is like really, you could like can be on your level, and they're so genuine. And for me, like coming up today and just, you know, Lawrence came down, like the whole herd came down actually to see me. I think they were hoping I would feed them, but no dice today. But he came down and just came over to me, and it's just the littlest thing, you know, just the smallest thing, but just that moment of connection where it's just me and him and it's just our world. And it was like, oh, nice. That's nice. And you know, it's so much more rewarding than any of the other social medias or articles or whatever that I was using to try to take my brain away from the day. And just that one moment was just really way more powerful and way more engaging. And I actually did a little bit of work with the yields, and weirdly it went really well. Like I just went around each of his 4 yield points, like forequarters, hindquarters, forequarters. And then I did like at his chest as well, just at the front of his chest. And every time I got a focus change, like pretty quickly and pretty nicely. And I just moved on to a new place and I was like, huh. Yeah. And then I put some sulfur on him, which I'm doing just along his dorsal line to help him with his itchies, just in case there's any midgies, because that kind of naturally repels them. He's not a fan. Not really a fan. And it reminds me of the painkillers all over again. When I was doing the painkillers and the little pipette, and it's like, whoa, he's just suspicious. So that's going to be nice. That's going to be something we can play with, another opportunity to help him feel better about it. Hopefully. Take it day by day. But it, you know, it just felt nice even after that, just to be able to hold my hand out and, you know, him just touching his nose to my hand and just being like, yeah, everything's okay. Like these guys, they're still here and everything's okay. You know, and I went up to Mia and she was, she'd just been given some food actually. She'd just been given some hay. And so she was just eating, and it was kind of nice because I said, you know what, you're eating. I'm actually going to sit here with you. I'm going to lie down with you. And I'm just going to keep looking at my phone. And you're doing your eating and I'm doing my browsing. And every now and again, we just looked up and looked at each other. And it just felt nice. It felt like I was hanging out with a friend. You know, it really felt like we were just chilling, like no expectations. And I was just doing what I wanted and she was just doing what she wanted. And I think that there's this expectation that I put on myself that any session I have with them has to be perfect and we have to be working on something. I need to be coming up and thinking about them, and it's all about them and their needs and what they want to do. And I don't allow myself to have those times where I just hang out and I just do what I want to do. And I don't have any ulterior motives or any goals or any like games I'm trying to play or any ways that I'm trying to progress. Like I don't just, you know, like actually the lesson I learned was like all of that time that I was spending like kind of trying to recover from the day. Actually, I could have been doing that with them in the field, and that's okay. Like it doesn't always have to be perfect. I don't always have to be like every minute that I spend with them doesn't have to be perfect. Like it's okay, you know. There's nothing harmful in me just being around, you know. And who knows, maybe they'll come and bother me and be interested and curious in my disinterest. And that will kind of be a wonderful moment that will motivate me. And I think that it's a longer term realization as well, is realizing that I do kind of need to have more fun, I think, with the horses, and recognize that it's recreation. And that's something that's hard for me. Like, you know, I'm the queen of making everything productive somehow. And I think, you know, it's like, well, actually, how are we having fun? Like, is this really what I like want to be doing today? Like, do I just want to come up and like hang out? Like, that's okay, you know. And I think that, you know, in a relationship, it's 50-50, you know, or near enough. And actually today was a day where it was my turn. And that's okay too. And, you know, and I think I can allow myself that more now that I'm playing with these ideas of freedom and I'm playing around. Because I think before saying, well, it's my day, you know, it can be very easy to interpret that as, well, it's my day, so we're doing what I want to do and I'm going to make you do it. You know, it's a very different conversation to, it's my day and I'm tired and I just want to come and be with you and I just want to absorb your energy for me, and I'm not here to be a good partner, a good leader, a good whatever. Like, I'm just here for you to be a good partner to me and for you to make me feel okay. And actually, you know, they both did just by engaging. And actually, when I let that pressure off of like wanting more, then when they did look up at me, I really appreciated it, you know. Whereas a different day when I'm coming and I'm trying to get this or I'm trying to get that, it's like, it's never enough. Like, oh, well, you know, Mia looked up at me, but it wasn't enough. It's like, well, actually, she looked up at me way more than she did the day before when I was like, you know, trying to hang out with her and trying to be in flow with her. Actually, today, me just coming and sitting next to her on my phone and being like, you know what, dude, I'm tired, but I just really want to be in your presence. Looking up and seeing her looking over at me with a really soft eye was like, oh, that's really nice. And actually, you know, maybe I'm putting too much pressure on myself. And I think that's something that I want to take on board as I'm going forward. Over the weekend now, I do have a bit more time. The problem will be, obviously, the mental time is really recovering. I'm back at work again on Monday. And because of my training course, my schedule's really crazy. And I just like feel like I don't have any more time to like, or any more emotional space or energy for doing things that feel like they have to be done. Well, I need to do this and I need to do that. I have a whole list of things that need to be done. And to add more things that feel like they need to be done for the horses is like exhausting emotionally and mentally. And actually, maybe that's a sign that, you know, it doesn't always have to be about what needs to be done. It can actually just be about what we want to do. So yeah, I think that's a mindset I'm going to try and take forward. And it's definitely a lesson learned today, for sure. And on a day when I was doubting the usefulness of the horses or the power of this horsemanship time today, I was thinking that it wasn't really going to help me. I sure was proved wrong.